There is power in personal stories. It connects us, it empowers us, and it holds us accountable. It creates understanding and expands our perspective. This is Big in the Community with Jonathan James at the Kalamazoo Promise, a podcast aimed to highlight local leaders, collaborators, and innovators in the greater Kalamazoo community. All right, we are back with another episode of Big in the Community. We have an amazing guest with us, Lal T, Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Specialist at the City of Kalamazoo. Welcome.
Thank you.
So, I'm going to kick us off with a quote.
Okay.
I'm going a little out of order today.
Okay.
So, the quote is, diversity is being invited to the party, and inclusion is being asked to dance. And that's Verna Myers.
I love that quote,
mainly
mainly because it involves a party.
Yeah, that is a good reason.
Yeah, and everyone should be invited to the party.
And people like to dance.
Yeah.
So,
and I like to add that everyone should have a say in the playlist.
oh.
That's,
okay.
to me, inclusion.
Okay, we got to edit this quote. add LT to it.
Yeah, LT, trademark, copyrighted.
There it is, patent pending. All right, so we'll be a little serious for a second.
Okay.
It's going to be tough knowing you.
We'll try.
How it's gone so far. You guys missed a whole bunch of stuff before this. Can you share, on a serious side, your academic and career journey with us? You can go back as far as you want, but just what led you to your role now?
I'll start from high school because I don't want to say the smartest kid, but I was a complete nerd.
Okay.
Because I took a bunch of AP courses, and then I did community college at Kellogg Community College in Battle Creek. Mm-hmm. So then I set me up really well for college because I came in with like over 33 credits, so I was kind of a sophomore, junior.
Wow.
And then when I went to college, I went to Grand Valley State University and grew up, and I graduated within like 2.5 years because I came in with all those credits. I majored in anthropology. Doesn't have a lot of...
What made you pick anthropology?
Well, at KVCC, I took a class in anthropology, and I really liked the whole, like, learning about cultures, what people did in the past, what's present. That really interested me because I was like, well, I'm a minority in America. I'd love to learn more about, other people. So then that took me to anthropology at Grand Valley. I chose Grand Valley mainly because my professor actually went to Grand Valley, and he really liked, I think what he said was the 4 method approach that Grand Valley took, which is every student did all 4 areas of anthropology. So I did linguistics. Was not a fan, but I at least took one course in linguistics, and then we had forensic or applied, physical anthropology, where we looked at bones. It was wild because we got like a bunch of bones from, I think, somewhere in the Middle East, and we had to date them, age them. Wow. It was a whole lot. I will say I don't know if I did the best, but I passed. And then there was, of course, cultural anthropology and medical anthropology. And I was more into cultural and medical because it was a lot about how culture can influence people's view on medicine and how we can use that to really help marginalized communities kind of have more access and trust in medical field. So finished that, and then kind of COVID happened. And then I was like, what am I going to do with my life? I have nothing planned. The job market is trash, for better or worse. So I went on to get my master's in public health at Grand Valley. It was their hybrid program, so we kind of met once a semester. Everything else was online. Graduated that, and then my graduate program while I was working at the city. And from the city, I started at the city manager's office as their administrative support coordinator, and then the DI coordinator job opened up, and I was like, why not? Might as well take a chance. The pay was better, so I was, of course, going to pursue that. Got got that, and I've been at this position, I think, since November of 2022. So I would like to say I'm still new, but I know enough.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. No, that's awesome. I mean, it sounds like you were able to tap into resources like right away.
Yes.
Skip some college time, which is a good thing if you want to do that.
Yeah. I will say I enjoyed missing all the intro English courses because, you know, it's a large group. We're pretty much put in a stadium with like 100, 200 other kids.
Oh, wow.
And from what I heard, they got a lot of English assignment. There was never really one-on-one time with your professor. So I really like that. I went to KVCC, had a smaller class, was able to do my, my English college credits all done, and I didn't have to worry about that. And I saved money because graduating 2.5 years versus 4 is
that definitely
a couple
helps.
thousand.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's awesome. I mean, it sounds like you've kind of started and found what you were interested in, and then it was kind of like became a passion. Then you found a role within the city, even though like you started as like administration.
Yes.
Then you were able to move into a role where you were able to use your degree in what you're really interested in.
Yes.
So that's awesome.
It's nice when passion meets a job and I can sustain a living with that passion. Because I don't think a lot of people can say they have a job where they're doing their passion and what they care about, versus I can say like, yes, I care about this stuff and I'm being paid to do it, which is awesome. Yeah,
rather than just getting a paycheck and it just, whatever funds my lifestyle is cool,
Which I think people should do. I think especially my generation got told that we should like do what we love, but at the end of the day, what we love isn't always feasible. So I don't want the message to be like, you should pursue what you love. I mean, you should, but also pursue
what pays the bills.
What pays the bills, what gets you to pay rent, and then maybe have a hobby on the side where you do what you love. So I think there needs to be a balance. I'm just very lucky to have the best of both worlds.
Okay. All right, next question. You ready?
Yes.
All right. It's really hard to be serious with you. But, okay, so you've earned academic credentials, and you've got some scholarships along the way, too.
Yes.
What did that teach you about persistence, opportunity, and personal growth? It's a big question.
I know. I was going to say all the above. What I will say is, being a first generation, I didn't have really the support from adults because my mom just didn't know. My stepdad, he finished high school but never pursued college. So none of them really knew the academic world. My older sister had a clear-cut kind of path to her college, so she really didn't understand all the steps either. So really, it comes to self-resilience and self-motivation. You have to find opportunities because they're not always going to be told. In the space that I was, especially, I just, when you don't have people around you who don't know how to help, you kind of have to find help yourself. Luckily, I was in the Youth Alliance at the Battle Creek Community Foundation, so I kind of had an understanding of what scholarships they had. For some reason, they trusted a 15-year-old to sit in a scholarship interview committee where we gave like $1,000 to somebody. I don't know if it was 1,000 or somebody. I was like, okay, trust me, I guess. I don't make the sound decision, but so I was sort of aware, kind of put myself out there, applied to a bunch of colleges, watched a whole lot of YouTube videos, just looking up like people's application process, what scholarships they applied for, where they found their scholarships, whether it was online or local with your community foundation. So yeah, it took a lot of self-motivation and self-resilient. What I will say is that did teach me a lot of things. Like in college, I was prepared to do a lot of things on my own, which I don't think a lot of freshmen are prepared for. But I came in the understanding that I wouldn't have the help that maybe other kids whose parents have gone to colleges would have. So I came prepared. I had a very strict counselor meeting schedule with my degree counselor, and I had things on lock because I knew I wouldn't have the support that other people would have. But yeah, I don't know if that answered your question.
No, it did. It did. No, just like hearing your perspective on like, okay, I don't have this same support that other people might have, or kind of like a legacy of college going people. Like, what do I need to find out? What do I need to learn on top of the classes I'm about to take? Which is like a whole nother thing, is how do you navigate higher education or post-secondary schooling? So there's a lot of similarities between like what you're saying and what other people have to go through too.
Yes.
It's kind of just assumed you'll know what to do when you get to college.
And I will say high school counselors are not the best help.
Mm-hmm.
I know with a lot of students, application fees is one of the barriers to applying to colleges. And one of the things I was speaking with my counselor is like, is there any assistance with that? And he was just like, oh, well, you could take out a loan. Go towards, and that loan I'm like, that's not really, that's not really what I want. I don't want debt on top of debt when I already want to go to college, and I know there's going to be college debt. I don't want there to be a loan application, a fee. So my whole recommendation is it's going to take a lot more brain power, especially when you don't have, like I said, the community to support you. But, I don't know if this is appropriate, but like, I guess love yourself enough to struggle so that you can elevate yourself. And that does take a lot of strength when you don't have, people around you who pursue the same thing you wanted to. But self-resilience, once again.
Yeah. I'm taking notes. Yeah, write it down.
Write it down. Quote me on that.
All right, I got another deep question.
Okay.
How has your personal background shaped your perspective on diversity, equity, and inclusion work?
I'll try not to cry because Pisces, emotional. Of course, immigrated to America in 2006. Well, 2005. I was 6. I thought I was 5, but then my sister was like, we came in October, and by then you were 6. So, correction, 2005, I was 6 years old. I think we came under like asylum or refugee status. So that taught me a lot of things, particularly with, coming to a new country, not speaking the language. And a lot of students, they're kids. They're other 6-year-olds. They don't know how to work with others. Or others that didn't speak their language that looked a little different.
Kids are very honest.
Yes, they're very honest. What I will say is, I did copy a lot of test answers from them. So shout out to all the other 6 and 7-year-olds that helped me pass elementary. And then even growing up, there wasn't a lot of like Burmese students, a lot of Asian students in Battle Creek. So you kind of have to get used to being put in very uncomfortable spaces where people said a lot of free things, free-flowing, free thoughts. But you kind of have to create your own community within your own community. So I had luckily there was a large Mexican population, Hispanic population in Battle Creek. So my whole crew was, Hispanic, Mexican girls who introduced me to their world. And I've been to a few Mexican parties. I like to be kept, I like to be invited to more. So
it's great you're here.
If anyone has a quinceanera coming up, I'll bring money, just keep me fed and the drinks flowing. But that really taught me the sense of community. I of course had my Burmese community, but to create my own was a whole different sense of pride that I could find my own people. Still best friends with one of them. The rest is all childhood drama. But that shaped a lot of my world because I got access to a whole different community, similar but completely different from my own. And then, of course, growing up with like a bunch of white students, it's a whole different world where a lot of them didn't know how to work with me or talk to me, and they grew up with stereotypes and words that their parents, they heard their parents and grandparents and family members use. So it was a lot of compromise on my end, having to decide like who's worth correcting and who's worth just realizing like, oh, they're not important, they're not ever going to be in my life, so I don't care to take what they say seriously. But that helped shape a lot of what I do in DI, because I've come to learn that ignorance isn't just subjected to one person, one color, one group. It's across the board. And a lot of my DI is, DI is a very heated term. It's polarizing. It's weaponized. So at least in my case and how I view DI is meet people where they kind of are. Not assume that everyone's going to have the same life story as me. I don't think a lot of people are refugee or asylum seekers, so I can't assume they'll understand my process or my thinking. So just meeting people where they are, understanding that ignorance is across the board, because there are a lot of things where I'm not familiar. If I had to put myself in a scale, it would be 2 out of 10 in understanding. So my upbringing, very diverse, very sort of isolating, and that has helped me realize like I'm not the only one. I'm not in a world with like 8 billion people. I'm not a special case. I'm different, but I can always find my community wherever they may be.
I'm taking notes right now. There's
so
we laughed, we didn't cry through that whole thing.
Not yet. Not yet.
No, but like there's parts of your story where like I find similarities in it. Like growing up, like I'm light skinned, I'm black and white, and there were multiple times in school where it was like I was too white for the black kids, I was too black for the white kids. I never really felt like I fit in, even with the two different like cultures that I'm from.
Right.
And so hearing about like finding community in community, finding a different community that gives you that sense of community, I get that.
Yes.
So,
and I have to laugh because I agree with you. Like I am too white for my Burmese community, and even within like I don't want to say normal, but in the large space of where white spaces are dominant, I always get told like, oh my God, your English is so good. I'm like, well, I've been here 20 years. I hope so.
Right.
I have a master's degree. I wrote a few papers. So it's like, it's weird being like, I relate to one part of the culture in one way and then one part in another. I will say parenting style, I'm more in my Burmese community. But when it comes to more progressive ideas, I'm more, I think, American when it comes to all of that, because I grew up very traditional. I don't want to say it, but a little more patriarchal, where there were set roles for everybody. So going out of the norm and actually getting a degree, pursuing a master's degree. I mean, when I first said I wanted to get a master's, I had someone in my community, a male, say like, oh, well, no Burmese guy wants someone smarter. And I was like, well, good thing I'm not pursuing them. They're not my end goal. My end goal is always going to be me. But I can totally relate to feeling too something for one and then feeling too little for another.
See, there's more people than you think that relate with stuff like that. And it could be different. It doesn't have to be race. It could be gender. It could be economics. Like, it could be anything.
Yes.
Anyway, we'll switch topics for a second. Well, kind of. Can you give us an overview of what the DEI office at the city works on? Maybe some accomplishments you're proud of, or initiatives you're working on.
When me and my director Tanya took over, it was again 2022. We're a relatively new department. We're directly under the city manager's office, so we're separate from human resources completely. We work with them. They're like our cousins. They're not our sisters though. They're our cousins. We get along. We meet every once in a while. We have fun, but. So I just want to clarify, because I know some people have mistrust with DI or HR. I want to be clear that we're separate entities, and we all work under the city manager's office. And one of the things when we first came in, when me and my director came in, is highlight that our goal as an office is education. Mm-hmm. And I think we've showcased that with all the educations we've had. We've opened up to community partners. Mm-hmm.
They're pretty good, too.
Thank you.
I try. Say that.
I try. I go to great lengths to make these happen. Mm-hmm. But one of our things is education. So every time I send out registrations, I make it very clear that DI trainings aren't required. And we don't have that requirement because we know that when people feel coerced, they're less likely to show up, to listen. So I'd rather have people come in voluntarily and make small waves in that way. Because and our trainings aren't meant to change your mind, change your attitude. Our trainings are just to expose you to the fact that there are other ways of thinking. There are other people who are living life completely different from you. And hoping that exposure is what really helps you rethink maybe some of your action or your words. Mm. And we've had many positive feedback from different city employees who've gone to it. And we've had wonderful questions with our facilitators and our attendees of, just how they can work better with their community. And we're a public-facing organization, of course, so we want to make sure that our employees are aware of the different diversity in Kalamazoo, because Kalamazoo is very diverse, especially compared to Battle Creek, where I grew up. So we are very lucky in the sense that we have leadership that supports it. They've shown up to our trainings as well. So yeah, our main goal is education. Secondary, I don't want to say secondary, but our other job is Tanya is a liaison to the Civil Rights Board. I'm the recording secretary, so a lot of our public work is done through our Civil Rights Board, taking in complaints with our Civil Rights complaint, handling those Chapter 18, 18A ordinance complaints. So that's another aspect of my job. And then, of course, we do a lot of peer-to-peer engagement with our own organization. I'm in a lot of committees. I don't want to say a lot. I'm in two, but it's a lot for me. Right. So I'm in our employee appreciation committees where we hold our annual employee appreciation, and then with Respecting Differences where we hold our once a year annual Respecting Differences event. So that's been really fun. I think those three are our main goals. I don't know what the future holds, but I know that we definitely want to continue with our education piece, and we're always working with trying to find new facilitators, bring in some of the old and tried and true who have done really well, who our staff and community partners have frequently asked to bring back. So we're trying to find a balance.
Okay. That was a lot.
That was a lot. I need to write my own script just to make it more concise.
No, it's good. I mean, it's all important work.
Yeah.
I mean, we could sit here and talk about all the times that something has come up in either of our lives where there was a misunderstanding or the wrong words said, or just different perspectives meeting where, I mean, in 2020 when I was still in school. Well, no, this was after. Before 2020. I was
gonna say how
young
are you?
Sorry, I'm not young. Or at least I don't feel like it, and my coworkers make me feel like it too. So
wait. What generation are you?
Millennial.
Okay.
Yeah.
Understood.
Oh, wow.
We got the vibe.
Okay. All right. I mean, I guess I'm middle-aged to some people, but you Google middle-aged, and I'm not middle-aged, but apparently I'm still middle-aged. So.
Well, I always say you can always have quarter-life crisis or midlife crisis when you don't know when you're going to die.
A third of the way through.
Yeah. Well, you never know, once again, when you're going to die, so I treat every day like a midlife crisis.
My right arm just goes numb a little bit. Yeah. I'm like, all right, I guess this is
my
it.
My back hurts, my knee cracks. Yeah.
All of it. It's all bad. It could be a midlife crisis. I don't know. I might not get that far. Who knows?
Sometimes when I'm shopping, I just assume I'm going to have a short life, so I just spend like I will have a short life.
Spend. Okay.
I order Korean barbecue like I have free healthcare. I drink like Asians don't have pre-diabetic issues in our community. So, yeah, we all have We all have our thing. We love our millennials.
This is crazy. I lost where I was going.
That was my goal. I didn't want you to ask any more deep questions.
All right, thank you. It wasn't even a deep question. The question is, why do you think this generation is so important in shaping the future of work and culture? Serious time.
Lock in. I think it might be like really basic when I say this, but Gen Z is the future. We are the future leaders. We are the future politicians. We're, future CEOs and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. So, and COVID really, so one of the things we learned in our intergenerational training is that there are key factors that help shape generations, right? Mm-hmm. And COVID is a pandemic is very shaping of how a generation will grow up mm-hmm. and what their values are and what they expect. And of course, with a lot of the riots that happened in 2020, 2019, I would say also, mm-hmm. That plays a lot into how Gen Z or how the youth feel about whether it's their workplace, their morals, their ethics, all that stuff, and what they deem to be important. Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially with work culture in general, I'm a lot more lax. I have a strong belief that as long as you do your job, mm-hmm. I don't care how you do it. People work in different ways. I mean, there's a whole rise in understanding of neurodiversity and how people work in certain ways. So I'm always lax with my coworkers. I'll send them an email on Friday. I'm like, hey, it's Friday. This is a Monday problem. I'm just going to forget, so I'm sending it to you on Friday. So I'm very, understanding, and I give grace because that's what I expect from my coworkers when I mess up, right? Mm-hmm. So I think with work culture, I don't want to generalize, but at least when it comes to me, I think we have a lot more work-life balance. There's always going to be emergencies at work, but as we always say, nobody's going to die mm-hmm. if DEI staff isn't present. I may be CPR certified, but I'm still calling 911. So just having that understanding that, work is important, but life should also be lived. And then culture-wise, I think I don't want to say the most disrespectful generation, but we do talk back. We do have thoughts and we do have opinions, and you'll know it. Yeah. We're bringing back bullying. We're bringing back shaming, all the things. Yes. So, I grew up very, like I said, culture, traditional, where it was you have to respect your elders no matter what. I think our generation is turning away from that, where it's respect is given, where it's, earned, or at least, as long as you respect me, I'm going to give you that respect. Mm-hmm. So that in the culture sense, I think is changing. We're a lot more lax when it comes to hierarchy because, of course, we're all about equality, all that fun stuff. Mm-hmm. So to me, that's just how our generation is heading towards. And every generation is going to have their thought and what they think is right. I mean, you look back at old historical records, there were older people in the 1920s complaining about radio. Mm-hmm. And then that older generation is complaining about how TVs and, going from horses to the Model T. Mm-hmm. Every generation is going to have a complaint about mm-hmm. another. I think the best we can do is realize that things that happen around the world will shape us. Our peer-to-peer or, daily lives will shape us and how we think. So I try to be very understanding of my older employees. I don't want to generalize them, but a lot of them prefer more face-to-face conversation mm-hmm. where I'm more like, give me an email, give me a Teams chat, mm-hmm. if you call me, you better leave a voicemail because I got to know this is important. I don't want to say the wrong thing. Mm-hmm. Help me out here. But I try to meet them where they're at. But definitely our generation, Gen Z, is doing the best we can. Mm-hmm. I mean, even coming from my own perspective, there were a lot of promises made to my generation. We were told if we did everything right, we went to college, got a job, we'll have a house. Mm-hmm. Still don't have a house.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
I'm gonna have to sell a kidney. Oh. because there's no way their house is asking $250K, and I have to fix it up. There's no way. This can't be the same house that my parents could afford back in like 2010. So there's a lot of stressors that Gen Z have to deal with. So maybe a lot of our anger or emotions or a lot of what we're feeling, it's not just work, it's not just family, it's all around, it's all encompassing, it's intersectional, we're dealing with a lot. And I'm sure every generation dealt with a lot. They all just responded a certain way, and we are just choosing to respond in another.
Yeah. It's kind of like a sense of urgency of if I'm going to have a house, if I'm going to have a good job, if I'm going to have XYZ, I have to move
a certain way,
this much faster than maybe somebody else who's like, you stay loyal, you stay here at the company, they'll reward you, yada, yada, yada. And then 15 years later, now I can have all the things that I want. Maybe. If you follow through on what you said. Who knows if that's going to happen?
If you didn't get laid off. There's so many ifs with our generation that it's like we have to plan for worst case scenario, and that does affect your mental health. That affects how you bring yourself in your job. So I definitely will remind everybody just to be kind to your younger coworkers. They're trying to afford rent. They're trying to save up for a house. They're trying to get married. They're trying to have babies. And
it's more expensive now.
That it's expensive. So she's shaking her head, and I'm with her.
I'm the baby.
Yeah, I'm the baby. Because that's another thing we have to stress about is climate change and just a lot of social uprisings that have happened that we've witnessed. Like, it's a matter of, like, do we want to continue that? And then, it's a whole lot of things that I think every generation has had to deal with. And then, like I said, we just respond all differently.
Yeah. It's a balance of conforming and still resisting at the same time.
Yes.
And it can be tricky.
Very tricky.
And I know I'm a millennial, but
you get
I
it.
get it. I get it.
You get it. Yeah. Honorary Gen Z.
It's okay. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that.
All right, take it back.
Okay. If you could change one thing about the greater Kalamazoo community, what would it be?
Ooh.
It could be anything.
I'm gonna keep it light and say we need to expand on our food. I think our culinary is stagnant. Not saying that there aren't good restaurants in Kalamazoo. There are. I'm just saying, do we need another brewery? Do we need another distillery? Or can we get, a pho restaurant?
Just something different.
Yeah. Or and the Korean barbecue is like a whole nother thing. Bring it here. Bring it closer. Bring it downtown. Because me and my family, we'll make sure that business never goes out.
We'll be there every day.
We'll be there every day. So what I'm just saying, we need more diverse culinary.
I like how you brought that back.
Yeah, I had to. I had to redirect. But another thing I really think we need is like a good seafood boil place. I think competition drives a higher quality, higher, work ethic among entrepreneurs. So I definitely say like more diverse foods. It's needed.
Okay.
It will definitely bring, I think, the younger crowd if we had more of that diversity, because not everybody wants a beer and burger every weekend. Sometimes it's K-pot and shots. Korean fried chicken. Give me that kimbap.
Okay. All right. I feel like
I'm representing Korean food more than I'm representing anything.
This is great.
Put a little disclaimer. She's not Korean.
She's not Korean at all. She's just a Korea boo. She listens to K-pop all the time. She understands nothing they're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So K-pop is Korean pop music?
Yes.
Okay. Just for, other generations that might not know.
Because you knew.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. I'm young at heart. I really am. I'm a child.
I mean,
I still play video games. It's like one of my
we
it's
respect
my top
that.
hobby.
We respect that.
I might get cussed out in the lobby and not understand what they're saying, but I'm
That's
still here
another
for it.
thing. Like even as a Gen Z, I'm like more of the older Gen Z because I'm born 1999.
Mm-hmm.
These younger Gen Zs and like Generation
Hey, wait a minute.
Alpha.
You can't say it like that.
I mean, most respectfully, there is a divide between each generation within the generation, right?
Mm-hmm.
And each of them come up with their own slangs, their own verbiage, and I'm scrolling through TikTok and I'm always clicking like, what does this mean? And then I have to watch 4 or 5 videos just to understand, and I'm like, I can't get it. And that's when I know I'm getting older, when I'm like, oh my God, these generations.
I hate this.
I
Doesn't even
don't
make sense.
understand.
What are you talking about? I just keeps laughing.
I miss when people use proper pronunciation. It's the skibbity toilet. And my 5-year-old niece.
Wait,
my
no.
5-year-old niece came home one day saying that, and that's rude. She should not know what that means.
What is skibbity? My son says it, and he's like, "You just don't get it, Dad. You just don't get it." I don't.
No, most respectfully, I don't either. I just say it a lot
I
because
thought I found.
no, I'm not.
my
I'm not the
answer.
one. I'm not the one. And I'm gonna probably give you the wrong definition, and then everyone's gonna cancel me.
It's just like a verb, or it's a Anyway, we're getting off topic. Okay.
We're always off topic. Is there a topic and an off
No.
topic? No, there isn't.
Okay. Are there any key moments in your academic or career time journey that stick out to you, or somebody might have mentored you, or something that like motivated you to go to the next thing, or something like that?
So I always go by the mindset of succeed out of spite, because I think spite and all that stuff can really motivate people. Whether we want to say that's a negative emotion to have, it still is a motivator for me, because I grew up with a lot of people saying I couldn't do this, or I'd never make it, or, and being a woman is another thing when it comes to academics, like being told that I wasn't smart enough or I didn't use the right words. I will say specifically, when I was doing my master's degree, our final project, we had our mentor, we were all assigned different mentors and all that stuff, and they were assigned to us, so we really didn't get to choose. Mine was, most respectfully, did her best. But my topic was connected to my immigration experience in Battle Creek, right? So my whole essay was based rating how different hospitals in Battle Creek handled their patients who spoke different languages, and if they made it clear that they could hire interpreters, or did they have that that information hung up in a wall, all that stuff on their website. Well, so I was rating how each hospitals did. And then my mentor was like, well, the way you're going about it isn't very scientific, because you're not using certain words. It was basically like, this is too simple in the way you're right. And I did my presentation in front of my other classmates, and, I got a lot of them came up and they were like, you did a wonderful job. And my whole thing when I wrote my essay is, I want people within my community or the marginalized community to be able to read this. And using academic gibberish is going to exclude so many people. And I'm even in, at that time in the academic space, and I couldn't even understand some of the things that are written. And I've looked at some of them. I'm like, okay, you're just using big words to cover the fact that you found nothing in your case study, or things like that, where I don't want my essays and my work to be so inaccessible that people are reading this and they're like, what? What did I just read? I want it to be straightforward. I don't want to say it's simple, but it's easy use terms, things that are relatable. So that's what my whole essay was. And that was the whole time, like, it took me a year to write that essay, and I was with the same mentor. Each meeting, it was like, you're not doing this right. It doesn't sound academic enough. So I was hearing that, and I was just like, respectfully, thanks for your feedback, but you're really not my target audience, and I want my target audience to be able to understand me and what I'm saying. So my goal isn't to be using such high-level academic words that, again, nobody's understanding what I'm saying, especially my community and my, other marginalized or those that not in the academic space. So, like I said, succeed out of spite. I'm not saying I was spiteful with her, but I did decide to take on a different creative direction than she would have liked. But it's all about going back to your individualism and being able to stand on your own ground and having that vision for yourself rather than, yes, I took her advice, when it came to grammar and layout of my essay, but when it came down to like the true essence of it, I had to stick to my own gun because I just knew what I wanted.
This is good stuff.
I try.
Hey, you're doing it. What are some of your favorite things? So, lighter note about living and working in Kalamazoo.
Well, I love sushi, and there is a solid, I think, sushi scene in Kalamazoo, in the Kalamazoo County area. So love that. I really enjoy my boss, my director Tanya Hewitt-Smith. She is the best when it comes to bosses. Of course, like when we first were put in the team, she interviewed me. It took kind of like 6 months to kind of understand like how we do things and how we work things. And she's very understanding. She's always supportive. And I have the ability to kind of pitch my own ideas and say, like, this is what I think we should do for our trainings or da-da-da-da. And she does a great job of centering me back on, like, hey, this is the professional lens. This is work expectation. And I'm very lucky that she's very flexible with me because, there are times where life takes over and I have to go work from home. And it's always like, okay, well, your schedule better than me or anyone else. So work within that confined. So it's very nice having a boss in a workplace that can be stifling because government work is it's very straightforward sometimes where there's like certain expectations. But she's very understanding and lax when it comes to my flexibility with work. And that makes my job much funner. I think that's one way, bring it back to Gen Z, where you could bring loyalty is trusting them, trust your employees to do their work. So that's one part that I really enjoy, sushi and my boss. I'm trying to find other reasons. I like my coworkers. I will say that a lot of them the ones that I've seen in our trainings have gone through extreme growth and have shared with me like, oh, this helped me understand some family members. This helped me understand my daughter better. Or, hey, I had to rethink expectation when it came to like, my work and so very positive. I will say I am a homebody, so I don't explore Kalamazoo enough. People will tell me like, oh, have you heard of this? I'm like, no, I have not. In fact, I don't know streets well enough that I just need like trademark like buildings. Like, don't tell me, oh, it's on this street. Tell me, is there a McDonald's?
Yeah.
Tell is what breweries nearby? Like, I have to. I'm so
Not
bad.
brewery.
Bring it back to breweries, distilleries, all that stuff. But I need like the landmarks because I am so bad. So I will apologize to the Kalamazoo community that I don't give it enough, I guess, curiosity that I should. But I do like being at home, so that kind of.
No, I get that.
Yeah.
I'm introverted, so I get it. I enjoy talking to people and I enjoy people, but
social battery is low.
When I'm drained, I just want to go home.
Yes.
I just want to sit in front of a screen and I'll be good tomorrow.
Exactly.
And we can do this again and talk about, our favorite movies, Rush Hour.
1 through 3, 1 through 4.
1 through 4, the whole saga. What advice would you give to Gen Z professionals or students who want to pursue careers in DEI?
I would say be an advocate. And I say that to say that sometimes I think people feel so strongly about what they believe is true that they forget that other people's truth is so different. It's not wrong. It's just different. And they come in a space of maybe not having that exposure that I or you may have. when it comes to certain relations. I mean, as a woman, I understand woman perspective differently from maybe what a male, but his experience with womanhood is not wrong, right? Mm-hmm. We just are exposed to things that we're exposed to, and no one's really wrong. So be understanding of people have different capacities. So definitely be an advocate, be understanding. Mm-hmm. And then, to the young emerging in any professional, understand that you don't have to overshare. Some things not everybody needs to know.
Okay.
Understand that there's a limit to what you can share, because I know I sometimes struggle. Like when I'm nervous, I'll just blubber my way through, and they know more about my family life than they need to. Mm-hmm. So definitely understand that, there's a time and place for everything. Go on Pinterest for business casual outfit ideas, because that's what I do all the time. But definitely take everything in stride. I think we all have had imposter syndrome. Mm-hmm. I still have it, and I've been in my career for 3 or 4 years. Mm-hmm. Just understand that don't let anyone tell you that you don't belong there when your job hired you. Mm-hmm. They obviously thought you were good enough, that you fulfilled some sort of need, mm-hmm. that you were needed in that space, and you were hired. Mm-hmm. So you deserve to be there like anybody else. And then for my academics, for the college students, once again, you were accepted by admissions. You met the criteria. Mm-hmm. You are not dumb. You are not, just because you may not have the same access to resources doesn't mean you don't have the capabilities that everybody has. Mm-hmm. So just all encompassing, have self-confidence, fake it till you make it. That's the big one, because there's so many times, even with our leadership, there are times where I'm like, oh my God, these people have been in their jobs for a long time. They're confident. They know what to do. Mm-hmm. And I've had to take a step back and be like, wait, maybe that's how some people view me. Mm-hmm. And so it's all about self-reflection, self-confidence, having that resiliency to believe that you do belong wherever you are.
Mm. It's funny because I feel like I'm starting to get to the opposite of that, where I'm like, ain't even all that.
You know what?
Why are we doing this? Like,
yes.
that's kind of where I'm getting to now.
And I agree, because once again, I don't want to. I'm going to give people their privacy. I won't expose names or anything. But there are a lot of people I've met in my career, even academics, where I'm like, you're not that special. Mm-hmm. You just met the right people at the right time. You had the right connection. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if it's appropriate, but mommy and daddy helped you. Or, you just, and we can, but a lot of things affect how we are accepted in space, right? Mm-hmm. So I agree with you. There are a lot of people I meet, and I'm like, I might do your job better, actually. Mm-hmm. So, or I'm like, there are people I meet who have told me, like, hey, I have a college degree, my coworker doesn't, but he gets paid more than me, and we've worked the same amount of time. So we can't deny that there isn't some sort of, we know discrimination is real. Mm-hmm. We know biases are real. We know prejudice is real, and those do affect, again, upward mobility, socioeconomic opportunities. Mm-hmm. So I do agree with you. My mind is kind of shifting to, like, you meet enough people and you're like, I'm good. Mm-hmm. I'm fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sorry, this little side thing.
I could go a whole rant about this.
I've been cracking up this whole time. My eyes are watering. I can't stop laughing.
You didn't know you signed up for a comedy, huh? Comedian show.
I didn't know.
I'm going to charge y'all some tickets.
Okay. How?
I'm going to bill y'all.
Is this your first Gen Z?
Ooh, first Gen Z.
Maybe. Probably. I don't know.
I'm gonna assume
it might have been somebody from the best class ever of
best
Leadership
class,
Kalamazoo.
2024.
Mm-hmm.
The only class worth remembering.
Right. We might as well just stop the
Cancel,
whole thing.
Pass.
You're happy that the producer isn't here.
Yeah. No, he'll see this in post-production. I hope you see this. We talking about you.
Yeah. And we're better.
Oh, he's Gen Z, so
Okay.
he's been on the podcast.
Okay.
So you
Gen
know,
Z woman?
no,
First year?
yes, yes.
Okay.
I'll say yes.
I'll take any labels. Best dressed.
Okay, before we go, do you have any questions for us?
Coming from a community standpoint, like what is the best way to support Kalamazoo Promise and the scholars that come through? Because I know you work with a lot of high schoolers who are transitioning into going to college or whatever they are doing in their professional career. What is the best way as a community member to support you?
I think we always go back to this like conversation of back in the day. Of course, I gotta say this, back in the day. Like when I would say some millennials, when they grew up and they got out of line, were acting crazy in school, you know, Miss so and so. No, not
say her name. No.
Some person would like Miss Pam from down the street would get you together and be like, what are you doing?
You were corrected.
Yeah. And like it, but more of a sense like there were multiple people looking out for you.
Yeah, you had a village.
And now the village is more spread out. It's separated, a little more exclusive. So just really it's just the support of, okay, I might not know Giselle personally, but I know she works for the Promise, and I could get my student person to her, who get her to get that person to someone else, and it's really just like telling people about what we're doing.
Yep.
I mean, really, that's like we keep hiring more and more people, which is cool. It's cool.
You're growing. It's a good thing.
But we have all these people, but I want to say like we don't have people coming in here who are like, oh, I need help. You know, like I don't know how to get signed up for classes, but like we keep getting bigger and bigger. We keep having more students sign up. We're hitting all our goals, our benchmarks, and everything. But we have all this that's growing. There's more of, but not everybody knows that. Yeah. So really, it's just information sharing.
Yes,
telling people about what's going on in the community, and then just reminding them like you might want to do something else, but like you could use the Promise. Like it's always there. It's there for 10 years after you graduate. You can use it. So
what I will say is Kalamazoo has a lot of resources. They're just underused.
Yeah.
Even with the city, I wish more people, like even when people submit complaints, they may not be like valid with our ordinance, but what we can do is give you somewhere else where you could submit a complaint, right? Or even with the city, we do so many services that I wish people utilized us more with certain things. I will say parking, that's a whole issue with downtown parking. You can buy a parking pass, and it's like $15, $16 a year for certain streets. You can pay for meters. Like there's so many.
That blew my mind when I heard about it.
You're welcome. Because I think that's the number one thing. Like sometimes people come into City Hall and they're like, can you validate my parking? We cannot. But what you can do is go to, I think, KalamazooParking.org or .com, and you can select meter pay. You can pay for a pass for the different ramps. I know there's one available in Epic Ramp, and even then it's 90 minutes for the free for the first 90 minutes. So it's like, please utilize that. We want people to come downtown.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say like 16 or $20 isn't that much, but
compared to other
compared
things.
to paying for the meter and getting the ticket, $16 to $20 is amazing. So I definitely agree with you. Kalamazoo has a lot of resources. I just don't think people know enough or utilize it enough.
All right. How can people get in touch with you?
We have, I will say a broad email where it goes to me and my boss, so a mailing list, DEI@KalamazooCity.org. You can also come to City Hall. Of course, I work hybrid schedule, but if you give me a call at 269-251-1983, please leave a voicemail. I can make appointments. I can show up. I can assist you. And, you can reach out to other city, or you can call 311. Please call 311. They track all calls, so that gives us data on what maybe city community members need more than others and what we need to, how we approach things. So definitely call 311. All calls, if it's related to DI, are sent to me into our DI email. So they'll always be looked at. You'll always get a response. Just, don't call me at 5 o'clock on a Friday and expect a call on Saturday. So definitely be reasonable with expectation, but we are always available. 311, I will say, is the easiest number to remember. So call them, let them know you want to speak with DI staff, or you have a question related to something DI, and we can assist.
Perfect. All right. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to close us out with this. DEI work is not just about systems. It's about people. And every conversation, every action, every new voice at the table matters. Snap.
Stop. Click.